IEP is an individualized education plan. It is a written document outlining the special education and related services that will be provided to a child with disabilities ages 3 through 21. It is designed to meet your child's unique learning needs and help them to achieve goals. Your child's IEP must include several components. Your child's present level of educational performance needs to be documented as a starting place to measure progress from. Annual goals for your child will be included in the IEP. These may include educational, social, behavioral, or physical goals. There should also be short-term objectives for your child. All of these goals will be tailored to your child's unique needs, and progress towards these goals must be measurable. As your child works towards the goals in his IEP, his progress will be recorded, so the IEP must include a method of determining whether these objectives are being met. The IEP will also list the specific educational services which will be provided to your child. Any supplementary aids or modifications will be documented in this section of the IEP. If any modifications are made for your child in regards to statewide testing, these will also be outlined in the IEP. The IEP will record when these services begin to be implemented, how often they will be implemented, and the expected duration of their use. Also, the expected date of the next progress report will be included in the IEP. The extent of your child's participation in the general education program will be outlined in the IEP. By law, your child will be placed in the least restrictive environment, or LRE, conducive to your child's appropriate learning. The general education classroom is the overall LRE, so depending on your child's needs, your child will most likely spend most of his time in the general education classroom. If your child is removed from the general education classroom at any point, the reason must be documented in the IEP. When your child is 16, the IEP team will begin crafting a transition plan for your child. If it is deemed necessary, this plan may be developed before your child is 16. This plan will help your child to have a smooth transition from school when he graduates. Transitioning to life outside of school is a big step, and the IEP team is responsible for preparing your child. IEP goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, relevant, and time-limited. Of course, it is essential to track your child's progress towards their IEP goals. Under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, progress monitoring procedures must be implemented to track your child's progress. Collected data can be used to determine the child's learning pace and provide parents and educators with other information which is relevant to the child's IEP goals. In many cases, data collection is a simple process performed by the child's teacher. After the data has been recorded, it should be compiled in a way which is easy to understand, such as a graph, and then presented in the IEP team meetings. As a parent, your participation and input is essential to the formation and implementation of an IEP. You are a member of your child's IEP team. By law, the other mandatory team members will be one of your child's general education teachers, one of their special education teachers, a school district representative, an expert with the ability to interpret evaluation results, your child, and, if necessary, a translator. As a parent, you may request to add another member to the team if you desire. Your child's IEP team must meet annually, but may meet more frequently if warranted. During these meetings, your child's progress towards their IEP goals should be openly discussed with you, and you should have access to the data compilations. IDEA requires that you be kept up to date on your child's progress. Progress reports will be issued periodically. For example, they may be issued quarterly. If you feel that your child is not progressing towards his IEP goals, you should request an IEP meeting and discuss possible revisions to your child's IEP that will improve your child's learning. As a valuable member of your child's team, there are several ways you can prepare for an IEP meeting. Before your first meeting, you may wish to reach out to another parent who has already experienced the IEP process and gain knowledge and support from them. It can be helpful to connect with other individuals who understand your situation. Consider what challenges you know your child faces and compile a list of areas you would like to be addressed in the IEP. Think about what goals you would like to see your child achieve. Use previous data and report cards to search for areas that need to be focused on. As you accumulate data from IEP meetings, keep it organized so that you can easily review it at any time. Depending on your child's age and ability, you may want to discuss the meeting with him. If you would like your child to attend the meeting, he may, and he may also voice his opinions and goals. However, it is a good idea to talk with your child about how to communicate his thoughts most clearly. Create a list of your child's strengths and weaknesses that can be shared with the other team members. Have any questions you may be dwelling on ready to be asked. During the meeting, be an active participant. You know your child best and should be a major contributor in the IEP meeting. Parents ask, what do we do if there's a problem with the IEP or we don't agree with the school? Your first step should be to request an IEP meeting. There is no need to wait until the next scheduled meeting, seeing as that may be months away. In this meeting, present the issue at hand and do your best to negotiate with the school. If your IEP team is unable to come to an agreement or compromise on an issue, then you have a few options as a parent. Often, the next step is to bring in a mediator, an unbiased third party who will try to bring you and the school to an agreement. If mediation is unsuccessful or not an option you wish to pursue, you may file for a due process hearing. To file for this, you must draft a complaint which clearly states how the school is violating IDEA. For example, if the school is not making reasonable modifications and accommodations for your child, this should be the basis of your complaint. Your complaint will then bring you to the due process hearing. If you win the hearing, then your issue is resolved. If the school wins the due process hearing, then you may want to file a lawsuit in the state or federal court where the issue will be decided. Another option is to file a state complaint which will request an investigation of the school. You may also file a complaint to the Office for Civil Rights, which guards students from discrimination. This avenue will also lead to an investigation of the school. It is important to remember that an IEP is meant to help your child to succeed. Its implementation rarely causes legal conflict. Obtaining an IEP for your child is a proactive way for you to be involved in their education and invest in their future.